technical corrections?
Yeah, every time we pass a tax bill, we make mistakes.
Shocked.
It takes about a year to discover them and figure out how to correct them.
Tommy, how many days of hearings? Okay, I'm going to move his 11 o'clock to the exec room.
Finance committee conference room. You can use it for meetings during hearings.
You can have meetings during hearings.
Yeah, it's multitasking.
You're not going to understand a word of the hearings anyway.
Right, so my first vote is going to be on something I don't understand at all.
Don't worry about it. Nobody understands technical corrections bills.
Well, good. That makes me feel much better about our government in action. Hey, what do I do about my expenses?
The leader just got a time agreement on Star Wars.
Guess your first vote's going to be on missile defense. Memo on it in your briefing book.
Tommy, do you have a pledge?
Oh, yeah. Senator, we, the Democrats, are circulating a pledge not to cut Medicare in the next...
what do I say?
Want to join the Democratic Party while you're at it?
Here is your ID card for the dental plan, and these are your business cards.
You're kidding, right? What am I supposed to do with these? William Sterling Jr., United States Senator?
Oh, come on, they should work wonders in singles bars.
That's great.
Look, people are going to be hitting you up for favors wherever you go. Airports, restaurants, everywhere. So you give them a card, tell them to call the number, and then we'll take over. Oh, this is your official license plate. I'll overnight it to the LA office. We'll send someone out to put it on your car. You won't have to keep your eye on the speedometer anymore.
I don't have a car.
You live in California and you don't have a car?
I have a motorcycle.
Isn't that taking the LA cool guy thing to kind of an extreme?
If I could afford 4 wheels, airbags, and a roof, I'd have them.
That's very true. It's particularly our message.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, where do I sit?
On the end of the horseshoe.
Wait, you can't afford a car?
Oh, maybe I can now. How much do I make?
140 something.
Wow, I'm rich. You get a gas guzzler.
Who's paying for your room at the Willard Hotel?
I thought you were.
You mean the Senate?
Yeah?
No, the Senate cannot pay for a hotel room in Washington, D.C.
No?
No.
Meeting will now come to order.
Senators are responsible
Committee
for
will
their
now
own
take
housing in
testimony
D.C.
concerning technical
You have to cover all your living expenses in D.C. and at home in L.A. So the salary doesn't go nearly as far as you think. How much is a hotel room costing you?
I don't know.
Get the Willard Hotel on the phone. We gotta get you out of there right now.
Joint Tax Committee
Oh, Jackie.
and a description of the pay-for table.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a room.
Total cost of the bill is $1.7
It's a suite.
billion. Fully
Pretty
paid
big
for
one.
through the expenditure adjustments.
You got a couch?
No, you can't stay at my apartment.
Just until I find my own place.
No way.
Why not?
I have a reputation to protect, and you do too, by the way.
It's not like we're going to be sleeping together.
Yeah, I would know that, and you would know that, my cats would know that, but the Washington Post would not.
Good morning, Senator Sterling.
Hi, I'm going to be checking out. Could you prepare my bill?
Certainly, sir.
No, not now. I'll call you back. There's Arthur Payton probably wants to pick up some files or something.
Do you need help with your luggage, Senator?
Oh, no, thanks. You think Arthur's got a couch?
When was the last time that you fired someone that asked to sleep on their couch?
Is Arthur a friend of yours?
I respect him for what he does, but
Raise money?
I don't think Arthur has any true friends. He's totally work-focused.
Will you be paying by credit card or by check, Senator?
Well, how much is it?
17 change.
$1,700?
$17,212.38, including taxes, room service, minibar, telephone, laundry, and pay-per-view movies.
No, that was a mistake. I didn't watch any movies.
Okay, then we can knock $20 off the bill. But you did sleep on those linen sheets, which cost $2,800 a night plus tax.
Okay, look, when I checked in, they asked me if I'd like to stay in the room Abraham Lincoln stayed in, okay? So I thought it was a free upgrade for the new senator.
And they thought that you could afford it.
Hey, you think Tommy would let me crash on his couch?
No. Tommy has a wife, 3 kids, a dog, 2 cats, and a bunny rabbit.
I just need a couch.
Okay, look, do you have a credit card that can cover all these?
No, not even close.
Okay, what about your father? Do you think he might be able to help you with some of it?
My father doesn't have any money. He was on government payrolls all his life. Now he's living off pension, Social Security, Medicare. He's got nothing.
Oh, wow, governor's son, man. I just assumed that you were a rich kid. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm packing.
No, you cannot check out of here until you pay for this place. You know, we could use campaign money to pay for this. I don't need campaign money.
So what, have a fundraiser to pay for my hotel bill?
Yeah, we could.
I've decided not to check out today.
Certainly, sir.
But do you have a cheaper room available?
Let me check for you, sir.
Like maybe your cheapest room?
Sorry, Senator. Nothing else available today?
We could get half a dozen lobbyists to come up to your suite for drinks, pick up $25,000 for an hour of small talk.
Have lobbyists pay for my room?
It is a perfectly legal use of campaign funds.
Sorry, Leon, I wasn't looking.
Of course not. On your way to do hardball again?
No. I'm on my way to the technical corrections hearing.
Since when do you cover the finance committee hearings?
Since I got promoted. You guys having a Wheels Up party?
No comment.
Yeah, like we're gonna start printing a list of the Senate Wheels Up parties.
Staying on the Sterling Patrol, huh?
Look, Leon, your boss is the story in the Senate these days. Is Sterling going back to California for the weekend?
I told you, Laura, I'm not saying a word to you about the senator.
Since when is the senator going home for the weekend classified information?
Laura, you should move out. You can't be covering my boss and living in my house.
It's not your house.
The lease is in my name.
No one else in the house has a problem with me.
Laura,
You kicking me out?
no, but
Then I'm staying. You want out? I'll slip you a copy of the real estate ads before we print. I always did want the bigger bedroom.
Sterling's office.
Leon, in my office.
Is the senator on his way?
Yeah, he should be back at the hearing by now. 3 things. First, I need you to cancel the Wheels Up party.
Senator's not going home this weekend?
No, he's got to stay here. We've got to find him a place to live. Second, do you think you could get your friend Laura Chandler to slip us the roll call real estate ads before they publish them? Can you?
I'm not exactly speaking to her.
What? What, over the story she did on the senator being an independent?
Yeah, and the one about the article the senator wrote in law school.
Okay, look, she played fair. She's a reporter. She's doing her job. Okay, Leon, you're going to get an A for loyalty, but right now the senator really needs to find a place to live. So I'm going to get the Washington Post listings. I want you to get the roll call listings. Is he lost again? Do I have to hold your hand?
Oh, no, I found it.
I was just thinking, we need to start scheduling a fundraiser anyway, so why not schedule one now and make the hotel problem disappear all at the same time?
No, I said no, Jackie.
Equal to the amount determined under paragraph 2A for such a taxable year. A payment or distribution from an IRA shall not be treated as a qualified distribution under subparagraph A if such payment or distribution is made within the 5 taxable year period, beginning with the first taxable year for which the individual made a contribution to the IRA established for such an individual. In the case of a taxpayer with 3 or more qualifying children for any taxable year, the aggregate credits allowable under
actually think you're going to score points with the chairman after what you put him through last week?
A credit which would be allowed under this section without regard to this subsection and limitation under.
It's nice to meet you, too.
A in gross income for such taxable.
You know I owe you.
reason of this
No, but
for any
I like the sound of that.
before January 1st.
Last time I was in this room, I was sitting right where you are, in the baby seat. You pushed me up a notch in seniority. Now I'll be chairwoman in 25 years instead of 30.
The credit determined under
So what do I get for that?
What do you want?
Without regard to any other provision of this section, including subsection D. The effective date, March 15th, should be changed to May 15th.
How much does that cost?
It appears as an asterisk in our pay-for table, Mr. Chairman. That means that it's next to nothing, less than $100 million.
Anything less than $100 million is next to nothing?
It is in the Senate Finance Committee.
And of course, the provisions of section...
Oh, hey, what's a pay for?
Okay. Until we get to know each other, you're gonna have to tell me when you're joking.
To service as a participant.
It's the way you pay for a bill.
What do we have to pay for? I thought this was just a bunch of technical corrections.
Well, you can't change a word in the tax code without it costing something. And these changes are going to cost the government a couple of billion that it's not going to collect in taxes.
But the government was never supposed to collect that money in the first place. It was a mistake. That's why we're correcting it.
Right.
So?
So when did I say this was going to make any sense? Come on.
Hey, Senator. Good to see you.
You know Barry Reed?
Yes, I do.
Senator, I want you to meet George McGrath, president of Local 789, the National Brotherhood of Aerospace Labor.
The Southern California local.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, George.
My pleasure, Senator. Thanks for finding the time to squeeze me in.
It's no problem.
Look, I just wanted to stop by. I wanted to thank you in advance for voting to continue funding SDI.
George.
Sir.
I'm going to vote against it. It doesn't work.
The Air Force just ran a very successful test last week.
Yeah, and every time they have a successful test, there's an article in the back of the paper about a month later explaining how the test was rigged.
Come here. Can we take this outside? I've got the latest test results right here, Senator, and if you take a look at them...
Okay, if we get hit with a nuclear weapon, it's going to be from a terrorist suitcase, and Star Wars isn't going to do us any good. Okay? It's a waste of money.
Senator, I'm not going to argue with you whether the missile defense shield is a good idea or whether it's going to work. All I can tell you is that before the last round of funding on this project, we were losing aerospace jobs in California every single day.
Most SDI contractors are in California. The testing's done at Vandenberg.
Did you ever lose a job, Senator? You know what that's like? The members of my union want to think they have a senator who cares about their jobs. I was worried how they're going to pay their mortgages, put food on the table, take care of their kids. You vote against this thing, how am I going to explain that to them? What do I tell them, Senator? Tell me what to say.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Bill, need you in the hearing room.
A inserting unless the taxpayer elects not to have this clause apply to any taxable year.
Won't be coming to this one.
The amount of which aggregate amount of credits allowed by the subpart without regard to this subsection would increase.
Looks like you needed some breathing. Yeah.
Well,
I owed you one. You owed me?
Yeah, for jamming the majority leader, forcing him to give you a spot on the committee.
So you're not...
It was beautifully done, Bill. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Why don't you want the leader on the committee?
Oh, nothing worse than having a majority leader in your committee. He's always trying to grab the steering wheel.
An excess contribution.
Oh, I had to beat him off with a stick sometimes.
The amount of the credit allowed under the
He's from New Mexico.
credit.
You know what New Mexico has, Bill?
And shall
What?
reduce the amount of
Nothing.
credit otherwise allowable under
You know what New Mexico needs?
What?
Nothing.
determined under the
You know what it's like trying to get a guy from New Mexico to vote for money for subways? I always wanted California on my committee.
Oh, that's great. I'm just glad you're not.
Everything I need for Illinois, you need for California.
The amount of the reduction under subsection
Everything.
2H with respect to such taxpayer.
We're gonna be partners, Bill.
for the year.
How much does that cost?
In essence, less than $100 million.
Hey, I do want to get your real estate listings
ASAP. Section 24D of the tax code.
Oh, no, it's not for me. It's, for a friend.
Striking
Sterling looking for a place.
Inserting paragraph
Can you give me the ads?
Subsection
I'll email them.
D of section 221 of the tax code is amended by adding at the end
Excuse me, Chairman, they're ready for your office.
Such 16-month
Bill,
determined in
why don't you take the wheel for me? We've got to run over the Ways and Means. You can share this one when I get back.
are refinanced by or serviced by
I don't know how to just say how much does that cost every 20 minutes or so.
of the enactment.
I think you're right on top of it.
Section 408C of the tax code is amended by striking subparagraph C and by redesignating subparagraphs D, E, and F as subparagraphs C, D, and E, respectively. Section 408A-D3 of the tax code is amended by striking shall be reduced and inserting shall not exceed an amount equal to the amount determined under paragraph 2A for such a taxable year, and reason of this paragraph for distribution before January 1st, 2004 shall be included ratably over the 4 taxable year period, beginning with such taxable year.
George Clooney?
No.
George Clooney wants to be senator. Wait, who does he think he is? Schwarzenegger? Chai tea latte with soy?
A medium non-fat latte. I got it. No, not that George Clooney. GM Clooney. GM Clooney.
I'm supposed to have heard of him?
Founder of Clooney's Coffee.
Oh, I love his coffee. Huh? Wow, too bad about his name, huh?
Yeah, well, he had to go with the initials when George Clooney came along, but that name on the ballot could be an extra 10 points for us.
Oh, come on. You think voters are that stupid?
No, I think 10% of the voters are that stupid.
Chai latte with soy.
Thank you.
Medium non-fat latte.
Thank you. Keep the change.
Okay, so how crazy is he?
Not a bit. Not a bit.
You think you found a billionaire who's not crazy?
No, he's really unbelievable. He's smart and he's charming and he's generous and he's humble. Maybe the nicest guy in the world.
And you know from nice.
He is a lifelong Democrat, a real liberal, and he needs a press secretary right now.
You want me to be his press secretary?
No. I want you to hire his press secretary. I want you to run his campaign.
Campaign manager? Oh. Well, but I don't have any experience with
Jackie, nobody knows more about campaigning statewide in California than you. It's time for you to move up. Now, you win this thing in California, everybody's going to want you to run the presidential in California. He can pay, well, anything. Unlimited expense account, of course. And you get to move back to California again. Be close to your family. By the way, how's your grandmother doing? Were you ever able to find a nursing home you could afford?
No. Not yet.
Anyway, I was thinking of asking Tommy to be issues director. What do you think?
Subparagraph A and inserting unless the taxpayer elects not to
Sending a
have
message.
this
He
clause
wants
applied for
everyone
any
to
taxable
think
year.
that he wanted you on his committee.
Section 530D4B of the tax code is amended by
No matter
striking
what
the
happens,
or
Wilson always
at
has
the
to look
end of
like he
clause 2,
won.
and by striking the period at the end of clause 3.
How much does that cost?
In the 10-year budget window or the 5, Senator?
Both?
Think you'll get her?
Well, she didn't say no.
Is she that good?
Yeah. Yeah, but the main thing, of course, is to get her away from Sterling. Sterling will never find anybody half as good as Jackie Brock to run his show.
What about his legislative director?
Tommy Doyle, yeah, I'm going to make a run at him next.
The SDI test results have been getting better.
Better than what? Missing by 100 miles?
No, they're much closer to that.
Senator, here are today's press clips. And here is a press release on SDI for you to approve.
Senator, tomorrow's updated schedule and phone messages.
Thank you, Ben.
Angela called again.
Okay, next time she calls, can you tell Angela that I won't be... No, never mind. I'll call her right now.
Senator. Good news, bad news.
New rule. I only listen to good news.
Okay. Wilson let the senator chair the hearing for a couple hours.
For real?
Very real.
Okay. What else?
I haven't got any more good news.
Yeah, I know.
The senator is going to vote against Star Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry, too. But I'm sure I'll make it home next weekend. No, you shouldn't come here until I find a place to live. Come in. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll call you back later. Okay, me too.
Do you want to make my job impossible?
What?
Job one for me is to make sure that you stay a senator. That's what a senator's chief of staff does. And every senator has people trying to take his job away every day. And that's for me to worry about, not you. Even if you're still not sure you want to stay a senator, not sure you want to run, it's up to me to make sure that you...
Is this your keep your options open lecture again?
Yeah, but it might be the last time that you get to hear it, so listen up. Now, you don't want lobbyists to pay for your hotel bill? I respect that. No, I admire that. And it's been a long time since I've been able to admire anybody around here. So thank you for that. But we have got to start scheduling fundraisers. And we've got to start playing politics, especially California politics.
Tommy tell you about Star Wars?
You could vote against this if you were from Massachusetts. And believe me, I would back you all the way. But you vote against a California project? A California project that is going to pass no matter how you vote.
I don't want to make a political calculation every time I vote.
You don't have to. Not every time. Look, I don't want to work for some senator who's going to check the polls every time he votes. I want to see you go out on that Senate floor and fight for what you believe in. But if you're going to get anything done around here, you have to pick your fights. And this is not your fight. Not if you're going to be a serious player. And if you're not going to be a serious player, then we all might as well just go home right now.
Cell phone number?
Oh, thanks.
Good morning, Senator Sterling's office. Please hold.
Hey, Tommy. Hearings at 10 today?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna be a little late. The gym's downstairs.
I don't have time for the gym.
Hotel move you to a cheaper room?
Not yet. We're gonna get me out of there today, aren't we?
Let's find out.
No stocks, no bonds, no securities of any kind?
No.
No retirement account?
No.
No real estate?
No.
And your rent in Santa Monica is $987.
Rent control.
Well, that should do it, Senator. Unsecured personal loans normally take 5 to 7 business days to approve, so you can expect the funds to be available next Wednesday.
No, that won't...
Are you sure you can't expedite this one for the senator?
I'll put a rush on it. Try to get it for you by Monday.
Monday?
No, is there any way you can get that through today?
Monday. We'll be really pushing it.
Okay, then we're gonna have to add,
say $3,000 a day.
Yeah, another $9,000 to the loan.
You need $3,000 a day.
Well, not every day.
Bill, I hear you're voting against Star Wars.
Who told you?
Aerospace lobbyists, labor lobbyists, Defense Department ledge affairs guys, and maybe even my dry cleaner. Anyway, I'm supposed to try to change your vote, so do me a favor and tell everyone I really hammered you on it, okay?
Aren't you going to twist my arm? Come on, why aren't you trying to get my vote?
Because we don't need your vote. I'm not going to use all my good stuff on you unless I have to.
See? She doesn't even take you seriously enough to bother to lobby you.
Issues director.
Yeah. You get to come up with a legislative agenda that he can announce in a series of major speeches throughout the campaign.
Medium non-fat latte, large coffee of the day.
Thank you.
And of course, you wouldn't have to move to California. I mean, I know you wouldn't do that to your family. So we'll set you up in an office here, and you can just email everything back. Oh, that's good. And anyway, this campaign is a name-your-price situation. Tommy, I know you're going to have to start thinking about money. You have 3 college tuitions to plan for.
Does Clooney have any policy positions now?
Yeah, he cares a lot about the environment. Other than that, he's a blank canvas. You get to paint the picture.
When's he going to announce?
We've got to get him out there next week, let his money scare off the competition.
Anthony Marino is not going to scare easily.
No, but his contributors will. See, investing in Anthony's not going to look so good when they see that Clooney can outspend him. And Sarah Burwell may just drop out on the Republican side when she figures out how much a campaign against Clooney is going to cost her.
Uh-huh.
Look, Clooney's coming to town tomorrow, too, to meet with the majority leader. Come to dinner with us tomorrow night. You meet him, you love him, you really will.
What time?
Some new real estate listings, Senator.
Any cheaper than the ones you gave me last night?
Actually, they're a little more expensive.
Look, I am going to have a huge loan to pay off because of this hotel mess, and I've got all these new expenses. Like, I got to start spending money on clothes, right?
Yeah, another suit or 3 wouldn't hurt. Not to mention white shirts, neckties, shoes, overcoats, cufflinks.
No, not cufflinks.
Okay, no cufflinks for now.
And I've got my living expenses back home, so I got to go cheap here.
Cheap as in?
As in very cheap.
Well, there are other neighborhoods to consider, but they're kind of...
Well, I worked in a prison. How tough can they be?
Well, you know, there are some HUD properties in the southeast D.C.
No, a senator cannot live in southeast Washington. I can't live there. It's too dangerous.
I'm just saying that if you want to go cheap and a tough neighborhood doesn't scare you, then...
How cheap?
How's free sound? These for $1.
I'll take them all.
Well, there's no absentee landlords allowed. Property has to be owner-occupied. HUD deeds the house to you. You assume responsibility for the property taxes immediately. And you have to bring it up to code within... The feds!
Senator Sterling, I'm Rebecca Everton, Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Tommy.
How you doing, Rebecca?
Well, which one of these buildings would you like to see, Senator?
Oh, how about that one?
Alrighty. Well, what do you think?
I'll take it. Well, that's a good program. What's it called?
The Community Rebuilding Program.
Well, who wrote that law?
I did.
Mrs. Buckley. Mrs. Buckley, aye. Mrs. Berg. Mrs. Berg, no. Mr. Carver. Mr. Carver, aye. Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter, aye. Mr. Preston. Mr. Preston, aye. Mr. Raymond. Mr. Raymond, aye. Ms. Robertson. Ms. Robertson, aye. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, no. Mr. Stanton. Mr. Stanton, aye. Mr. Sterling.
Aye.
Mr. Sterling, aye. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart, aye. Mrs. Taylor. Mrs. Taylor, aye. Mr. Trimble. Mr. Trimble, aye. Mr.
Peyton, please. Yeah, could you tell him that Jackie Brock called? Good. Yeah, just tell him I said no thanks.
Qualified Medicare beneficiary or to be eligible for benefits under
I just voted for something I'm opposed to. Now what?
A couple more hours of this, you vote, and then we're out of here.
To continue to be so qualified or eligible without the need for any annual or periodic application unless and until the individual...
Taking credit for flipping you on Star Wars. That work for you?
Sure, go ahead.
The individual is no longer so qualified or eligible. The annual area-specific Medicare plus choice capitation rate for the Medicare plus
How'd you end up here?
area, as determined under paragraph 3 for the year, and 2 in paragraph
I anchored the 6 o'clock news in Vegas for 14 years.
subparagraphs A and
Got fired because I was too old. Sued him. Settled out of court for a number I'm not supposed to reveal.
Oh, how much?
$7 million.
per capita rate of payment determined
And I decided to look for a job where I'd never be too old.
shall be adjusted to include in the rate of the Secretary's estimate on a per capita basis of the amount additional payments that would have been made in the area involved under this title.
What is she talking about?
Entitled to benefits.
Oh, she's just talking about the pay for.
How are we paying for this thing?
Usual. Just shaving a bit off Medicare.
Increases in reimbursement.
We're cutting Medicare to pay for technical corrections?
Barely. It's less than 1% of the Medicare budget.
Yeah, but didn't I sign a pledge the other day not to cut Medicare?
Yeah, but the pledge was for next year's budget.
Today's mail report, Senator.
That's not what the newspaper said. They said we pledge not to cut Medicare, period.
Senator.
Well, that's what we told the public. You read those stories, Leon?
Yes, sir.
What did they say? Am I crazy, or did they say that we pledge not to cut Medicare?
Can I stay out of this one?
Senator, the committee can only use money within its jurisdiction. Taxes, Social Security, welfare, Medicaid, and Medicare. The only pay-fors we have are tax increases or spending cuts. Now, we haven't raised a tax in 10 years. If we cut Medicare, it's a couple of pennies out of doctors' pockets.
No. And nurses' pockets, and hospital janitors' pockets.
Yeah.
So why can't we cut it next year? What is so different about next year?
It's an election year.
No, I can't vote for this, Tommy.
It wasn't part of the pledge.
No, it was part of my pledge. Huh?
I'm not going to fight him on this. It's just a committee vote anyway.
Well, it could be tough for us. I mean, the Democrats, if he points out the Medicare thing.
Yeah.
You know, if he's really going to vote against it, he should tell Wilson.
Right, you think the chairman will kill all of us or just him?
If you're going to vote against this, you really have to tell Wilson.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Bill.
I just wanted you to know that I'm going to have to vote against the bill.
I'm sorry. Bill, everyone votes for technical corrections. It's the most routine piece of business this committee does.
It's the pay for, Mr. Chairman.
Well, we always use Medicare.
I know, but I signed a pledge 2 days ago that said I wouldn't cut Medicare.
I did too. We sign pledges all the time around here.
Did you talk to Arthur?
How did you know?
He told me he was going to make you an offer.
Why didn't you tell me?
Look, I figured I should stay out of it. You know, you got to do what's right for you. You got your kids to think about. What does Liz think?
Well, she says she didn't marry me for my money. Then she hands me the orthodontist bill.
So she's officially neutral.
Well, officially, yeah. Jackie, when did the Democratic Party become the Billionaire Boys Club?
I wouldn't have signed the pledge if I knew.
Look, Bill, I don't need your vote. So I'm just telling you this as a friend. If you vote against this, you're going to look silly.
You'll be voting against correcting mistakes in the tax code.
Yeah.
To govern is to choose, Bill. Choice isn't ever easy. Not in this committee. These technical corrections apply to the tax provisions of last year's omnibus budget reconciliation bill. I think we can now move to a roll call vote on the...
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, I'd like to offer an amendment to the bill. It's about the pay for.
I'm sorry, Senator. All amendments have to be submitted to the chair in writing.
Okay. This amendment would be a substitute for the Medicare cuts in the bill.
The chair would like to point out to the committee that the adjustments in the rate of increase of the Medicare expenditures included in the bill constitute less than 1% of the Medicare budget for this fiscal year.
Still, Mr. Chairman, this senator has a problem pledging not to cut Medicare one day and then cutting it the next. Instead of cutting Medicare, this amendment would raise income taxes. Personal income taxes by 1%. Oh, only on incomes over $10 million.
Well, I think we can handle Senator Sterling's amendment with a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nay?
Nay.
Well, the nays have it. The amendment is defeated. Now we can move on to a consideration of the technical corrections bill. These technical corrections apply to...
Mr. Chairman, roll call vote?
You want a roll call vote?
Yes, I'd like to have a roll call vote, Mr. Chairman. I believe I have a right to a roll call vote on my amendment.
Dad, if we have a roll call, I'm going to have to vote for Sterling's amendment.
A 1% tax on billionaires instead of cutting Medicare. That's a no-brainer in Florida, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I don't think it's worth the committee's time to struggle over such a small pay-for. I move that the Sterling amendment be included in the chairman's mark.
What does that mean?
It means you won. He's putting it in the bill as if he wrote it in the first place.
Without even having a vote?
He has superpowers.
Hearing no objection, it's so ordered. I now ask for a voice vote on the technical corrections bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like no one wants to vote for a tax increase.
All opposed?
And no one wants to vote against it.
The ayes have it. The bill will now be sent to the Senate floor, and this committee is adjourned.
Senator Sterling, do you think increasing the tax burden is a politically viable strategy?
Oh, come on, Laura. Do you think taxes are a burden for people making over $10 million a year, $100 million a year? You think they can pay 1% more?
Senator, I just have
Thanks,
one more.
Laura. We really got to get going. Well, I could see the attack ads now. Sterling's first move was to raise taxes.
Now we play it as Medicare versus billionaires. We're okay.
Hey, where are we going to dinner? I'm buying.
You can't afford it.
Pizza. I can afford pizza, can I?
Tommy Doyle.
Tommy, it's Arthur. We're getting ready to leave the Capitol, so meet us at the Potomac Grill in about 20 minutes.
Arthur, I'm not going to make it.
Come on, Tommy. Clooney's leaving town tomorrow. You have to meet him tonight. He's expecting you. I told him all about you.
Look, Arthur, I really appreciate the offer and everything, but...
Tommy, the offer's whatever you want it to be. The hours, the salary, you want to coach your kid's soccer team? Go ahead. What else do you want?
Nothing. All that stuff sounds great. I know we could really use the money, but...
But what? Tommy, he's a Democrat. You work for Democrats. Clooney's going to be the next Democratic senator from California. And he needs you. I'm telling you, he's the real thing. A great guy. You meet him, you're going to love him. You really will. Tommy, he's the guy we always wanted to work for.
Arthur, I'm working for the guy we always wanted to work for.
Did you see Wilson's face?
NBC Sunday. All New American Dreams tells the story of all of us.
So where's this guy's wife anyway?
Jack, you're home early. JJ, mind your own business.
The decade that changed a nation is about to hit One American Family.
JJ, just stop it!
And coming up, guest star India Ari as Nina Simone, Leanne Rimes as Connie Francis, and Vanessa Carlton as Dusty Springfield. All New American Dreams, NBC Sunday.